Hey Thinksters, and welcome to today's Coffee Break Python. And in today's video I want to address the topic: can we write the with statement in a single line of Python code? And you know, I just want to write everything into a single line of Python code, and in general it's a good heuristic. So if you are in doubt whether you can write a piece of algorithm into a single line, in a single line of Python code, then don't be. Actually, in most cases you can. So you can actually write most of the things into a single line of code. Okay, so now we want to one-linerize this code snippet. And you know, I'm recording these videos because there is real demand for these videos. So many people actually search for these things. So they have a with statement like this one. So they have a with statement with open something as code. So we open this as a code, and then we have the indented code block, and they actually want to write this in a single line of Python code. And in many cases it's also Pythonic to do so. If you have any indented block like this, so any Python block, you can actually, with a single statement inside, then it's very easy. You can just write it in a single line like this. Okay, so you can do this with for loops, with if statement, with while loops, with with statement, with if statement, with statement. So with different kinds of blocks that are indented in Python, you can actually do this. So in this case it's easy. So we can just run this code. If you run the code like this, yeah, you see the output is the code itself. And just as a small note, this is called a quine. It's quine is a piece of self-referencing code. So this code generates itself basically. Okay, so this code is stored in a file called code.py, and you can we first open the file code.py as code, and the code is a variable name, and now we print code.read, and we basically print the contents of the file, of the source code file itself. Okay, and so therefore this piece of source code prints itself, so it returns itself. It's not actually a quine, because a quine is not allowed to read, to use meta information to read, for example, the contents of the file itself, but in practice it is. So it if you run the code, it will just output itself. And but just as a side note, so if you want to write use the with statement in a single line of code, you can do it. If you have a with statement with multiple statements inside in the block like this one, so we have, like, say three print statements within our with statement, then we can also one-linerize this by just writing it in a single line of code and using the semicolon as a separator. Okay, so this one, using semicolon as a separator, works beautifully. This way you can like write the whole thing into a single line of code. This is perfectly valid. And the problem is that if we have another block, like, so say we have a variable called c equals 4, and then we check if c is larger than 3, we read the file, else we print something else, like none, for example, and say no. So something like this, okay, something on these lines. So you have an if block with, so you have a nested block, a block inside a block, and they have different levels of indentation. So therefore, you cannot use a semicolon actually to to write this. Sorry, to one-linerize this code snippet, because otherwise it will be ambiguous. Yeah, I mean. You try to flatten something. The indentation actually serves a purpose. It serves a purpose so that you know this print statement, does it belong to the if statement, to the if block, to the else block, or to the with block. Yeah, I mean, so for example, otherwise it would be indifferentiable if you have the following. So say we have this statement, this code snippet or this code snippet, they are semantically different, but the only difference is in the indentation. So therefore, we need the indentation. We cannot just use semicolons and write all of them into a single line of code. So therefore, we need to do something else. Usually we also can one-linerize such code snippets, but we need to use some tricks like the ternary operator. For example, in this case, we could do the following. So we either way we print something. So what do we print? We print code.read if c is larger than 3, right? Else no. So now this is called a ternary operator. Ternary operator because it consists of 3 statements. It consists of the on true statement. So this expression is executed if the condition is evaluated to true. Then this is a condition, and then this is the on false statement. So this is returned if the condition evaluates to false. So this whole thing is called a ternary operator. I have also a video and tutorial on the ternary operator on the Thinkster blog. You can check it out in the description below. I will give a link as well. And so this one would replace our if statement, and now we don't have any nested blocks anymore. So now we can easily write it into a single line of code. So this also works nicely. If you run the code, we see it runs and it doesn't throw any error. Okay, so this works as well. This was a quick video. I think we are already done. If you want to learn more about the power of the single line of Python code, then check out my book, Python One-Liners. I have a lot of one-liners, and you may ask, does it even make sense to learn about the single line of Python code? And actually it does. I mean, you can understand. You cannot understand an advanced code base with multiple lines of code if you cannot even understand a single line of code. So all these things I showed here, ternary operator, with statement, and different like list comprehension, and all these one-liner tricks, you need to know them to understand the really advanced code bases. So it actually makes sense to improve your one-liner skills. So check out the book Python One-Liners in the description below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.